guest, Honorable Governor, has arrived. So we will be occupying the dais very shortly and will begin the inaugural event. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I, Dr. Yamuna, will be your master of ceremony for this event. On behalf of Apollo Hospitals Group, I extend a warm welcome to all the dignitaries on dais, faculty members, esteemed guests, and media persons who have gathered for the launch of Apollo Genomics Institute in Chennai. Let us all raise for the national anthem, followed by Tamil Nadu.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाता जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे நீராரும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ் பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அதிர் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Thank you. Apollo Genomic Institute is an initiative by the Apollo hospitals to make genomic science an integral part of the patient care and management by our clinicians. The objective is to harness this knowledge, make genomics accessible, practical and meaningful in Indian healthcare. With that, I would like to invite Ms. Sunitha Reddy ma'am, our Managing Director, Apollo Hospitals Group, to the podium to do the welcome address.
Namaste and good morning everyone. On behalf of the Apollo Hospitals Group, it is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you to the launch of our Genomics Institute. To our Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, R.N.Ravi, we welcome you to this function, and we believe that your presence here adds gravitas to the beginning of the Genomics Institute. Thank you very much for making time for this. To the Chairman of Apollo Hospitals, our Chairman was truly a visionary when the rest of, he is the one who brought corporate healthcare to India, but he did not think of it as corporate. I think he brought cutting edge technology, he brought clinical work to India, the best clinical outcomes. Before Apollo Hospitals, 85% of patients used to go outside of India for treatment. And I think that this function symbolizes what he has planned for the future, which is so much about cure, but even moving beyond cure to prevention. Our guest of honor, Mrs. Sandy Dean, we welcome you to this occasion. Mrs. Dean has been an integrator of the Genomics project in the National Health NHS in the UK, and today she is here with us. It is indeed a privilege to have you with us. World-renowned genetist, Dr. Devendra Kumar, we welcome you and thank you for your guidance in integrating genomics into the Apollo system. Thank you for your contribution. A warm welcome to all our doctors who've been so much part of what we do in our day-to-day work, lives at Apollo, in what we do in treating patients. Thank you for everything that you do and welcome to this new era of genomics. Members of the press, I've said this earlier that 85% of the patients would go abroad for treatment. If not for the communication that you have done, which you have done with great sensitivity, this change would not have happened. You play an immense role in society. More than education, I think you've changed the way we live our lives. And today, we're so glad to have you amongst us, so welcome. In the past 70 years, genomics has changed dramatically. From the time of James Watson and Francis Crick, who first described the human genome sequence, which is actually 3.2 billion letters, which is equal to about 502 Harry Potter books, 502 Harry Potter books spread across the world. That is 7 editions of it. That is how large the Human Genomic Project is. And I think the challenge for us is how do we use this knowledge? So together, bringing science, technology, studies, and clinical research, we hope to have meaningful use of this technology. At Apollo, we have been the single largest provider of care. Not only have we been in a leadership position in providing clinical edge outcomes for all of our patients, but this is part of our journey as we continue to do so. So genomics is now integrated into clinical science. We have expanded it to testing so that it can be used for prevention. We continue to combine data with clinical trials, but most importantly, translating clinical genomics and testing into cure. And this cure has happened across the world. We've seen the increase in survivorship from the work that we do at Proton and from the work that we do in many of the oncology trials. But today, we take it beyond just the field of oncology, beyond the field of care and cure to prevention. This is indeed a first step and an answer to many of the questions that we are looking about in the space of prevention. I believe that today we've touched just the tip of the iceberg, and what comes after is what we can do for the next generation by bringing specialized treatment protocols, understanding that as human beings, all of us are different and all of us need different types of care. So we are going beyond standardized care to personal care. So welcome everyone. This is the first step in the beginning of a very important journey. I thank you for being here.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to invite Professor Sandy Deans, the lead for Laboratory and Clinical Genomics at NHS UK, to navigate us smoothly about genomic science.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much to invite me to join this very privileged gathering today for a great launch of genomic medicine in India. So as we mentioned, today we celebrate 70 years since the discovery of the double helix DNA structure by Watson and Crick. And also, as it happens, we're celebrating 20 years of the completion of the Human Genome Project. Now, the Human Genome Project took 13 years to achieve, to sequence one individual's whole genome sequence through a lot of intense collaboration with international countries and a huge money funding. Now, 20 years on, we've rapidly expanded the use of genomic medicine and built upon these discoveries. And now I can say it takes a rapid whole genome sequence only 37 hours to achieve from sampling to the interpreted report being issued. So you can see that we're really moving forward at pace, at scale in genomics. We really are at the start of a revolutionary era, and here in the NHS within England, where I've been heavily involved in commissioning genomic service, we've worked very closely with key stakeholders and the government to fund genomics across all of the clinical patient pathways. And we would like to start to build between the two countries on the UK-India Genomic Medicine Alliance as a joint effort which has heavily been involved with many people in the audience today. So genomics provides rapid diagnosis where known DNA changes is inherited through families and causes a specific symptoms and disorder within a patient. Now, when you know that these features in a patient are related to a particular disease, we can do a very quick, targeted genomic test to give that confirmatory diagnosis. And such diagnosis really ends this diagnostic discovery that so many individuals across the globe have a journey on. It ends the multiple tests that have to be undergone, and it ends the endless number of clinic appointments that don't also impact on the person who's affected, but also their family members. It provides treatment options once the diagnosis has been made in many cases, and in particular in children, whereby preventative dietary plans or treatment management can actually prevent harm and disease onset in many ways. And not only does it provide choice and help to individuals that are suffering from these types of disorders, but it also extends to their parents and to their family members. Now, genomics also plays a very important role in cancer. We can now have the ability to sequence individual tumours to give individual DNA fingerprinting from that tumour itself. And that enables us to use the medical and different drugs that are now available that target specific DNA fingerprints, so different biomarkers in that tumour. So it really is true personalised medicine coming into our own arena. This can have dramatic effects, and you only need to look on the internet and look at clinical cases to see really that some of these patients have really such great outcomes following these types of genomic targeted treatment options. And there's amazing results in very common cancers such as lung cancer, colorectal cancer and melanoma in particular. And just to demonstrate how fast this field is moving, this year we're now implementing more targeted testing for treatment options for breast cancer and prostate cancer. So I think we really are just starting this real genomic era. However, it's not just patients themselves that benefit from genomic medicine, it is the population at large as well. Genomics aids identification of those individuals, all of us within the population, that may potentially be at high risk for disease onset. Now, this can be things like sudden cardiac death, where we've all heard those very sad stories of young individuals who suddenly die, perhaps in the midst of a physical activity such as playing soccer. And really it's about giving those individuals with relatives a chance to diagnose potential risk of having the same fate. We can also identify those with high risk for other disorders such as familial hypercholesterolemia to be able to put preventative measures in place, and also late onset disease and hereditary cancers, which is very heavily linked into the tumour testing that I have just been discussing. Another element is pharmacogenomics, which is a new evolving era, and it's really in the forefront of patient care as we move forward. So pharmacogenomics is very special and unique in that it can identify genomic changes in individuals which really can determine how effective your drug treatments are. It can determine which drugs are better for you, will be more effective, and I think more importantly, actually can prevent harm. We have some very sad stories where particular genomic phenotype and genomic sequences can determine whether or not particular drugs can cause harm, and in some cases, severe cases, even death. So these are just a few examples of the utility of genomic medicine. And as I said, it's moving ahead, not just at pace, but with just speed, but with major developments that we're in a fantastic situation to be able to harness and bring really into mainstream care for everyone. So it's an absolute pleasure to see Apollo Hospitals join the genomics revolution to bring this exciting and life-changing approach into healthcare. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that enlightening words. Definitely, it's going to be a personalized clinical management for all our patients if Genomic Institutes opens here. Now I request Dr. Preeta Reddy, ma'am, our Vice Chairperson, Apollo Hospital Groups, to share her thoughts.
Namaste. Our chief guest of this afternoon, the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, Thiru R.N.Ravi, our visionary and inspirational chairman, as always, Dr. Sandy Deans, Dr. Professor Devendra Kumar, Sunita, our managing director, Dr. Kalpana Gauri Shankar, who's been instrumental and very supportive of the kind of work which we've been doing. Representatives from all the consulates, I'm so honored by your presence here. Janab, the Nawab of Arcot and his family, dear friends, senior doctors in the gathering, and the members of the media. To me, this is probably one giant leap in the history of Apollo, because when chairman started the Apollo hospitals 40 years ago, it was to bring the highest standards of healthcare within the reach of every individual in our country. We haven't stopped there, and there's a very clear direction that India should be poised to heal the world. And we have to do things which we dare to dream, and I think today is significant of that. We have to bring the best class of technology which is accountable, which is accessible and affordable to people in our country, and I think the Genomics Institute is poised to do that is to bring the highest standards of genomic testing, of diagnosis, to support the clinicians in quicker, faster and more accurate diagnosis. And I think that is really what responsible healthcare providers would like to do. They say that the sky is never the limit, and I think by adopting genomic studies, by adopting genomic technology, what we can do for people, for patients, for mankind, there is no limit. It will start by accurate diagnosis, it will help us with research, it will make it more accessible to a lot of our countrymen, and I think that's what the Institute is all about. It's probably significant that we're doing it after on the 70th anniversary of the discovery of the DNA. And so I think this day today will then bring a large population from our country within the realm of what genomics can do, and I think that in the future will help with research, and that has been the intent, that has been the vision of what Apollo is all about. There have been multiple disorders, whether it is genetic, whether it's in the area of pediatric, cardiology, a lot in the oncology space. I think the portfolio of what genomic medicine can do is growing day by day, and with our integration, with our connections with the kind of research scholars globally, I think we're able to do much more, and we're excited about the prospects about giving solutions for the rest of the world. And to me, I think that should be a great journey. And when I say it's me, I think it's 120,000 of the Apollo team. It's each one of them who have come with passion, with ideas to see how can we deliver healthcare much better and to higher standards. And all the senior clinicians in the gathering who are from the Apollo system, physically here, who are virtually tuned in, I think it's a commitment from all of them to see that, how can we bring the latest, the best in technology, whether it's the proton center, whether it's adoption of minimally invasive or robotics, or whether it's the best possible diagnostic tools. I think we'd like to do all that. And truly, when we talk about an Atmanirbhar Bharat, if we talk about the state of Tamil Nadu, I think on all fronts, India stands very tall in the delivery of healthcare. And there has been a mission and a passion to heal the world, for India to become the healthcare capital globally. We've done it with manpower, we've done it with knowledge, we've done it with research, we've done it with our fantastic clinical outcomes. So I think this is one more step in the right direction. And I'd like to thank you all for the support, for being part of this journey and the Apollo dream. Thank you, and the Honorable Governor, we are so honored by your presence. And Dr. Dean's coming all the way and just gracing the occasion makes it extremely valuable for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those wonderful words, ma'am. Now for the awaited, for all we have gathered together, the inaugural of the launch video. May I request our MD, the Sunita Reddy ma'am, to invite our Honorable Governor to unveil the Apollo Genomic Institute video. Sunita ma'am.
Genetics holds the secret to our health. Unravel them is the gateway to better precision, personalization and prevention. As a pioneering medical institution, Apollo Hospitals is launching Apollo Genomics Institute's Chennai. Apollo Genomics Institute provides comprehensive clinical genomic services. A team of qualified medical geneticists evaluate, diagnose, manage and treat patients of all ages with hereditary disorders. This skilled genetic counselors counsel the patients on preventive steps for reducing risks. World-class labs carry out advanced genetic testing with a high degree of accuracy. Our experts, with the support of our clinicians, provide multidisciplinary care across a host of specialties. Academics and research activities are an integral part of the Apollo Genomics Institutes. With 8 centers across India, the institute supports patients both in hospitals and virtually. Apollo Genomics Institutes, Chennai, reaching genomics services to across the length and breadth of the country.
Now I request all the dignitaries on the dais to unveil the placard. Apollo Hospital have always been successful in integrating clinical care with excellence in research and academics. We have dedicated a special issue on genomics exclusively in the Apollo Medicine Journal to help the clinicians understand the space better and integrate in everyday clinical practice. Now I invite our VC to request our Honorable Governor and Chairman Sir to launch the journal. We have also compiled a quarterly genomic newsletter that will help everyone updated on the latest in genomic innovations. Now I request our MD to launch it along with Professor Sandy Deans. Thank you, everyone. Now I request our VC to hand over the memento to our Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu. Now I request our MD to hand over the memento to Professor Sandy Deans. Thank you so much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to invite our beloved chairman and founder, Dr. Pratap C. Reddy, to convey his special message with the gathering.
My greetings to all the well-wishers and my special appreciation and privilege that our Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, R.N.Ravi, is with us today to launch this major event of Genomics Institute. Thank you, sir. I'm also very happy that the three persons who have played a very significant role, apart from the hundreds of scientists who did. Professor Devendra Kumar is here with us today. He is from William Harvey Research Institute, Bartley School of Medicine, Queen Mary's University of London, UK. And of course, you heard the wonderful lady, Professor Sandy Deans, who made a tremendous impact in the research and bringing back the research materials to the patient's level. We're also thankful to Dr. Kalpana Gauri-Shankar, who has coordinated all of our activities today. I'm happy that Rita and Sunita, who have played a very significant role in what Apollo today is after 4 decades, is here. I must confess that in my career of over 60 years as a doctor, I've seen a number of transformations, new technologies, new therapies, which has made a significant effect for patients' care. And I'm happy Apollo and other good hospitals in the country, public and private hospitals, have all adopted this and make a significant impact. And if you recollect what we were just still passing, the huge COVID crisis that we have seen, we must appreciate the private healthcare, private healthcare players, how they played a very significant role to adopt the technology and make a significant impact in managing this huge crisis. Perhaps as one of the best centers in best country anywhere in the world. Not that COVID is gone, but we're still looking at it. It's a comma. It's not a full stop, it's a comma there. But I must say the healthcare fraternity across the country has played a very significant role because we were continuously absorbing the newer technology, new therapies that was available for us. But in particular, I think today the genomics has made a major breakthrough in our progress on facing the critical healthcare difficulties. This is because it holds the promise of new therapies that are tailored to meet each patient's specific needs, which can help determine what sort of treatment is right for the individual learning to better. Dr. Dean very clearly specified many of the things that can be done by using the genomics for diagnosing and giving very specific therapy. In about 70 years, when the discovery of the structure was done by 1953 by James Watson and Francis Crick, marked the turning point in the history of biology and genetics. Since then, it has been a complete path of efforts and failures. And today, we are seeing incredible successes in the genomic field, which makes a very big difference. Today, the genomic landscape is extremely promising. Moving forward, I believe a certainty is that genomic clinical expertise, genetic testing, interpretation of results and application of results for management of patients and families all will become part of integral healthcare, which will make a significant impact in our attempt to give personalized, precise medicine, medical care for each of these patients. Even while presenting the 2022 Union budget, our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman identified genomics as a key sunrise opportunity, and I'm sure we will get many more support to promote this across the nation. Whenever we are happy today, we are inaugurating these 8 institutes. It does not mean that other patients will not get an access. This 8 institute will start as the base for genomic testing and therapy, but we will give this to everybody. For all our 74 hospitals, all other hospitals can have an access to this. So it's especially, I want to say it's not just Apollo Genomics Institute, but an institute which will do the testing and give the advice so that people at large across the country could get this benefit. In many conditions, the genomic medicine can play a transformational role. Therefore, today, Apollo takes the pride in establishing comprehensive Apollo Genomics Institute, for which we are very thankful that our Honorable Governor agreed to inaugurate this institute, and with the well wishes and the good wishes from all of you, I'm sure we'll be able to make genomics to be able to give that personalized medicine and precision health delivery for people across the country and across the world. We'll coordinate with all other institutions across the world. So on behalf of Apollo Hospitals, I'm grateful for all the support that we have received from the state government, central government, and most importantly from the research institutes across the world, which have transformed, in the last 70 years, and more importantly, in the last decade, the transformation that has taken place in bringing genomics to the patient's level. So I'm very thankful to all of this. But when I'm mentioning all of this about this, we must also remember that this decade, by both World WHO, IMF, and UN, all announced saying that this decade, 2020, 2030, will face a huge crisis. But that crisis was completely blanked by when we had the other crisis which was not expected, the COVID. But this has not gone, the non-communicable diseases threat, because they predicted by 2020, 2030, the disease will grow so that 80% of the deaths will be from non-communicable disease. What are these non-communicable diseases? Heart attacks, strokes. Heart attacks, I must mention, heart attacks is not the same as the heart attacks in the Western countries where it occurs between the ages of 60 and 80. But in the Asian countries, that it occurs at an younger age. I still recollect, 1974, I had seen about 7-8 patients in younger age group after I came back to India. When I presented this in the American College of Cardiology, they said, Dr. Reddy, Indians don't know the date of birth. I said, don't be foolish. They not only know the date of birth, they know the star under which they are born. But it took another 7 years. When 3 doctors didn't get up from the duty room, all of them were in 30s and all of them are Indians. Then the hell broke out saying, Indians eat a lot of ghee, a lot of coconut oil. I told them it's foolish. I know my patients who eat not tablespoons of ghee and use coconut oil all over the body. There is no increased incidence. But we know the research has now proven that in Asia, the genetic transformation has played this role so that younger generation will get the heart attack. Even now, people are not aware. Younger age groups get heart attacks in the Asian countries, similarly with the strokes. So, heart attack, strokes, diabetes, the diabetes in which it is growing is immeasurable, and the cancers. Cancers, so much has happened, but if people come early enough, cancer is one disease which can be cured. I give an example from my village. I come up from a small village midway between Bangalore and here called Aragonda. In that place, have adopted about 50,000 people for their total health. So in that place, there is no cancer deaths because they have been detected in stage 2, stage 3, operated and they are normal. They are not cancer free. So I think this is what it is. If people awareness increases, we can stop the deaths from the cancers. Other thing is infectious diseases. We have been seeing the last two years, I think, the various types of infection that have affected the normal people in a very severe manner. Add two more to the 5 non-communicable diseases, obesity and mental illness. So I think these 7, they predicted that 80% of the deaths will be from this. And more importantly, they said it will cost the world $30 trillion and it will cost India $4 trillion. Where can we afford $4 trillion? I don't mind the country not being able to afford $4 trillion, but it is these young people for the health and happiness and wealth of the family. It is for their sake, I think, that we need to do. This is why Apollo, from last 45 years, we have been doing what's called the personalized health check, and we have done the world's largest number of preventive health checkups, 25 million checkups. Using that data, using the advances that has happened in healthcare, the artificial intelligence, machine learning, and datamatics, with all of these, we have transformed that personalized health check, the health check that we have been doing called Apollo Health Check, to Apollo Pro Health. Today, it's a preventive medicine for avoiding the non-communicable disease disaster. I'm sure if along with it, now the genomics will also be added to the Pro Health. It will make a very significant impact. And I hope many people will care for their health and think that whatever health expenditure is not expenditure, it's an investment into their health and happiness of them and their families. So this is what I want to warn, saying where we are talking about genomics making a significant impact in translating this. There is another thing this decade is watching the whole world. Already in the early 90s, about 20% were the deaths from non-communicable disease. The year 2022, they said it was 65%. So I think the disease is progressing very rapidly. I think it's time now that we take it, the healthcare people, to tell, bring this awareness to people so that they should look after their health and the happiness and health of their families. So I think over 4 decades, Apollo has done whatever adoption that we could with whatever available, both in clinical and research into patients' care. I assure, with whatever Governor has done today, inaugurating our Genomic Institute, it will be another effort for us to say, I'll be closer to the patient's wellness and to be able to give him that precise, personalized care with care and compassion. I thank you all, and again my special thanks to the Honorable Governor to be present here to inaugurate this major event, not for Apollo. It is a major event to overcome several of these maladies which are facing. God bless all of you.
It's always a privilege to listen to you, sir. Thank you so much. Thiru R.N.Ravi, sir, as our chief guest. May I request you, sir, to address our esteemed gathering.
A visionary and dynamic 90-year young Dr. Pratap C. Reddy who built such a magnificent institution of such great repute called Apollo Hospitals, which have had very eventful journey in the last 44 decades plus in service to humanity, especially our country people. Professor Sandy Dean, NHS London, she has come all the way to be part of it. Ms. Preeta Reddy, Sunita Reddy, all these two who have been carrying it forward on a day-to-day basis. Distinguished experts, doctors, distinguished invitees, friends from the media, gracious ladies and gentlemen, Vanakkam. I feel indeed delighted to be part of a historic event launching Genomics Institute at the Apollo Hospitals. This step is a giant leap in the medical services to our people. On this auspicious occasion, I extend my warmest greetings and best wishes to all the members of Apollo family and all those people, those who have been associated with it. Today is also a very, very auspicious day. It is our Adi Sankaracharya Jayanti, the day the great sages long, long back, who has been the icon of our Adhyatmic and civilizational identity. I extend my best wishes and greetings to all of you and all my people on this occasion. Apollo Hospital has, in many ways, revolutionized the healthcare in our country. For a very, very long time, since the British left, largely inspired by socialistic ideals, government thought that they should be, and to very extent they thought that they alone should be, the healthcare provider for the people. But over the decades, we all realized the limitations. And gradually, the non-government sectors started getting into it. And Apollo has been a pioneer. We know, we have all, those of us who are 50 or 60 years plus, we know the how in the past for many health conditions one had to go abroad. It's no longer the case. We don't hear people going out for treatment, health treatment. Because we have the best of facilities available in our country, and it's primarily thanks to the institution like Apollo. They also inspired many other players in the non-government sectors, private sectors, to come into the fray and deliver the health services to our people. So much so that today our country, and when it comes to Chennai especially, has become a center for providing health care, not only to quality health care, not only to our countrymen and women, but even people from foreign countries. They have been coming. They have been coming and getting the quality health care, quality treatment at affordable prices. Apollo's journey has been, as has been described, has been a journey of experiment, journey of daring, journey of taking new initiatives, opening new vistas in medical care. And it has been a journey of progress of our country in the field of health care. If today we are among the countries in the world which provides quality health care to the people, it's primarily because of such institutions. Today, we have just witnessed the beginning of a new chapter, Genomics Institute. This has enormous potential. Personalized medical care, not only therapeutic, even preventive, and it has enormous potential. And I'm sure in the days and months to come, more and more people will have the benefit of it. And this institution, which has been the pioneer in many ways, this institution will also grow into a robust body, not only with clinical treatment, but a lot of research findings which will help the rest of the country and the rest of the humanity. We all know that today our country, we have entered what we call Amrit Kaal. The next 25 years of our journey is very, very crucial. Crucial in fulfilling the destiny of this country. I heard, and delightfully heard, Ms. Puthiya Reddy talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat, talking about commitment of Apollo to our national cause. Our destiny, which we have set for ourselves, and we have committed ourselves to fulfill it, that by 2047, when the country will be celebrating the centenary of independence, India must be the leader in every field, including the health field. And I am sure Apollo will be a beacon, a guide to the rest of the health institutions, medical care institutions in our country. And so, while Apollo has been doing what it has been doing with a remarkable finish and success, and I'm sure I don't need to say that, because the very fact that when Puthiya Reddy talked about the context of Atmanirbhar Bharat, I'm confident that they are conscious of it, that this Apollo itself has to chalk out its journey over the next 25 years. You have had a journey of 4 decades, the next 2.5 decades. This journey has to be not like any other journey, but it has to be a journey with a purpose to take this country where it should be. And I'm sure with the record of success and achievements, the record of daring and remarkable successes, Apollo will be able to fulfill this commitment to our country and to the humanity. Because we know that when our country, at this point of time, when our country is is holding the presidency of G20. We all know what is the motto of it. The motto of it is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. What we call here is Yadumure Yavarum Kelir. This is, the whole world is a family. And this is ingrained in our DNA. This is ingrained in the genomic sequence of Bharat in our country. So when India and Indian healthcare improves, it is for the best, for the good of the world. We have demonstrated it in the COVID. When our scientists, when they produced vaccines, we didn't keep it to ourselves. We didn't look at it as an opportunity to make money, but we shared it with over 150 countries in the world. So healthcare system, the healthcare capability of India growing, it is for the good of the world. And when Apollo grows, to meet the destiny of Bharat, it grows with a sense of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We would like to be India to be the health capital, health caregiving capital of the world. People from far and wide, those who are coming, more and more should come. They look up to this country for quality health care at affordable price. Since we are starting a new chapter, genomics, well, experts and scientists look at it with huge opportunity, and so all of us. But like every other advancement in science and technology, this also has to be exercised with a sense of responsibility. Because a new technology, a new science, a new knowledge often it has its implications, other implications, social implications. We know when the humanity marched from agrarian to industrial, that caused disruption in our joint family. For centuries and centuries, families lived together, bound to the land. The chairman, Dr. Reddy himself, said he came from a village. But this coming of industrial age, it brought the disruption into that, because people had to move to the place where factories were located. And when information technology came, it caused further disruptions, because as the people, it became easier to locate, more flexible, the movement became far more faster, global. Digital age is far more. Now we are in the age of artificial intelligence, and experts, they say that in the next few decades, the Homo sapiens will become Homo digital, because we will be interacting with our intelligent machines, they will be influencing and guiding our lives. So when it comes to genomic sequencing and genomics, it also has a huge potential for the good of the people, for which we all look forward to it. But it can also be, if it is not used with discretion and care, it can also cause a lot of disruption, because it is loaded with huge amount of predictive intelligence about an individual. In our zeal to have the genomic mapping of our population, we must realize that the other consequences of it. Suppose as someone, genomic sequencing reveals that the person is prone to certain disease, it is good he must be, or she must be, sort of protected. But this can affect that person's prospect of getting a job, because an employer may start looking for genomic sequence, what is this man is, what is going to be the future for the other person. Insurance companies will start looking at, discriminating them. We have to be very, very careful. And maybe, who knows, even the marriages. Someone chooses, now instead of exchanging horoscope, they may start exchanging your genomics, because what is your report, how, whether this person is going to live last. I am sure Apollo will also create a lot of awareness among the people, so that this new discipline, which is a boon to humanity, which is a boon to our people, and I congratulate Apollo for this daring initiative. It is used with discretion and with a great sense of responsibility. I once again wish the entire Apollo family all the very best in its forward journey of endless decades ahead in the service of humanity. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you once again, sir, for those inspiring words and also reminding us about our social implications on genomic science. Now I invite Dr. Rohit Bojraj to give away the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to everyone. As I listen to the esteemed guests today, there are two statements that come to my mind. So I'll go one by one. Statement number one, I am a doctor. I want the best for my patients. I am a clinician. And it gives me immense happiness that we are launching something like Apollo Genomics Institute, which will be at the forefront of medicine and will help me reaffirm that faith. Statement number two, we talked about AI, we talked about technology. Just 3 months back, if you remember, there was a launch of ChatGPT by OpenAI. It completely changed the way we look at technology, and we started imagining how technology will evolve and how process will happen. I believe genomics will be just like that. We are at the cusp. Madam mentioned that it's the tip of the iceberg. Wait this decade, genomics will change the way we do healthcare. And all this has been possible by the vision of our beloved chairman, and we thank him for that. So as we close this session, I would like to thank His Excellency Honorable Governor for gracing this occasion. It provides an immense fillip to this program. Again, I would like to thank our Chairman, sir, Dr. Pratap C. Reddy. He has been a visionary. He is not just a visionary, he also makes sure he communicates his vision to us so that we can achieve it successfully. I would like to thank Puthiya Reddy Madam, our chairperson, vice chairperson. She has been the force behind the determination that we have to help our patients. Thanks a lot to Dr. Sandy Deans. You have been an avid researcher. You brought the best in genomics to us and helped us connect with our clinicians. Thanks to Sunita Reddy Madam, our MD. She has been always a pillar for excellence. And whenever we talk about anything, it's all about excellence to our patients. Thank you so much, ma'am. We also would like to thank Dr. Devendra Kumar. He's been a very senior mentor and guide, and he's the one who helped us seed this whole innovation into the Apollo ecosystem. And most important, I would like to thank all the people who are present here, dignitaries, important people. The reason being that you all will become ambassador of genomics in the country. So thank you all. Wish you all good luck. Thank you.
Let us all rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the formal proceeding for this event. We welcome you all to stay back and join with us for the lunch and share this occasion with other guests.